So what do you say to parents who have students that are selecting the wrong kind of friends, in their opinion?
I'm going to start with a story of hope. I hung out with the bad kids when I was in school because it was easier and they were more likely to accept me. I was the good influence on the bad kids. So that can happen. I literally had a buddy of mine quit heroin by hanging out in high school. I found out when we were in our 30s. He was like, oh yeah, that's because I was quitting heroin. And I was like, what? Maybe your kid is the good influence. Who knows? If you're concerned about these kids having a bad influence on your kid, talk to your kid. Continually have open, clear communication with your child. Find out what they're doing. Be transparent. Make it safe for them to tell you that they're making bad choices. So you can help them make better choices and help them develop the skills they need to avoid those more challenging choices. Everything is a spectrum. And what often happens, we lose sight of that. We see our kids hanging out with the kids who are on the fringe and we're like, oh, I wish my kid was just hanging out with all the popular kids. Your kid can't hang out with the popular kids. They don't have the skills. And those popular kids, they're all drinking and doing drugs too. It's not unique to the kids on the fringe. So it doesn't matter where your kid lands socially. It's just the kids on the fringe are outcasts and that makes it feel more risky and dangerous. And also we want to pay attention to how culture has changed. Another thing that is much more mainstream is marijuana. It's not a big deal to our kids, but it is a big deal to us. And so some of this is generational and us having to navigate that stuff as well.
If your child has ADHD, chances are they've experienced RSD, rejection sensitivity dysphoria. We'll talk more about that tomorrow.